It's a big, noisy universe of stocks out there. Welcome to Goodbye or Goodbye. Our goal to help cut through that noise to navigate the best moves for your portfolio. Today, we're looking at the tech players leaning into AI-related innovations. I'm here with Sylvia Jablonski, Defiance ETF CEO and CIO. It's good to see you, Sylvia.
Great to see you, Julie.
So let's get to your buy stock first. That is Microstrategy. And boy, has that stock had a ride over the last year. We've seen it. Really, it's a Bitcoin proxy, so it tracks pretty closely to the price of Bitcoin. So let's talk about why you like it. You say it does participate in AI. So what's the AI tie-in here?
Yeah, so people actually forget that it's not just a crypto company. They actually have business intelligence tools, and so they provide these services that have the premier level of data analytics. So you can do data mining, data visualization. They have bots that allow you to search for information similar to a ChatGPT for different business tools. And I think that they offer one of the more superior products in the industry.
Okay, so not the Bitcoin case yes. Right out of the gate, but it is, of course, a way to play crypto.
It is a Bitcoin case, yes. Yeah. It is absolutely a Bitcoin case, and what I like about it is you're straddling both. The hottest trend is AI, and the second hottest trend is crypto. So you're kind of straddling both with this. It's, as you say, a name that tracks crypto pretty well. It's a good proxy for Bitcoin, and so I think investors that want access to that, as well as the AI and innovation, can consider this stock, and it's just another way to play it. So
yes. And there are an increasing number of ways to play it, but this is still a popular one. And then, of course, there's also the fact that it's sort of integrating blockchain and Bitcoin into the business.
Yes, and so we talk so much about Bitcoin, but I think there was a while there where everything was kind of NFTs and blockchains. We were talking about, this amazing technology that exists. And so they are actually working with blockchain types of technology where you'll be able to identify yourself through a decentralized process instead of a centralized process, which is, kind of the appeal of Bitcoin in the first place. So I think that being a leader in that software development is going to serve them well.
So let's talk about potential risks, as we like to do. The price could go down, and you could see maybe we've seen some of the risks about concerns about ROI on AI.
Yes.
And so I guess those are two of the risks that people look at.
Yeah, and today's a great day to see what happens when you have, a growth tech type Mag 7 cousin type of stock, right? Crypto's down and all of the tech stocks are down today because of whether it's the threat of the recent strike in Israel, whether it's, thinking that AI is finished. I don't think it's finished. The risk to this, though, is just sort of that if there's this, overzealous belief that AI is over and, investors actually start transitioning fully to small caps, this type of name suffers. If crypto crashes, this type of name suffers.
I want to ask you one more thing. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about the premium, because people who watch this stock closely have different estimates for the premium at which it trades to Bitcoin, which is big.
Yes.
And so you really, why buy a MicroStrategy instead of buying Bitcoin itself, for example?
I think the performance tells a really good story. And I think that, again, you're getting two trades in one. You're getting AI and you're getting blockchain. And I think that the premium has to do potentially, with some of their involvement in the AI and innovation trade as well.
Okay, so let's get to the stock you do not like as much. And that's Intel. And it's ironic because we were just talking to another guest who did like Intel. Obviously, the stock has really been struggling here.
Yes.
So let's get to why here. The stock is struggling. It hasn't performed well, definitely, as there's been sort of lack of confidence.
Yes, they're a top performer in terms of their worst performance in the S&P 500. So that's not great. I love the stock. It kind of pains me to pick a semiconductor stock to not be so high on. This is very much a short-term type of opinion, but I think their performance is just lackluster. Part of that has to do with recent earnings. Part of that has to do with some of the operational challenges they're having, but they're just not performing well.
Yeah, most definitely not. Yeah. And then, that's been borne out then by what we've heard from them earnings-wise.
Yeah, so they've lost, they've lost billions of dollars in their foundry. Sales were down about 31%. They just, haven't hit it out of the park when it comes to earnings and nowhere near there. So I think part of this is also just going to be a restructuring story. And we know that that's the case for Intel. They've been talking about that for the last 2 years or so when they've started to build out these foundries and things like this, but they just kind of need to get it to monetize.
Yeah, well, the question is when, right?
When, and that's the problem, short term again.
Right, the timeline for this.
Yes, they need to turn this business around quickly. What bothers me a little bit about Intel is every single semiconductor stock almost is or has rallied in the first half of the year. They've certainly had their spots in the market, but just in terms of participating in the demand story for AI and innovation, I just would have liked to have seen more from Intel.
So what could go right for Intel here then?
Yeah.
We missed our what could go right, but you just tell us.
Yes, so your last guest said it quite well. I think that there is this kind of thought that depending on who comes into office, there will be this push to get everything onshore, U.S. based, U.S. manufacturing. Intel plays there, so I think they win by default. They're the only semiconductor company that really has that type of U.S. presence. Intel is in every single PC out there. Obviously, a well-known company. I think that they just have to fix their operational story. Participate better in kind of the supply-demand side of AI for their chips, and they have a shot. So longer term, I actually like the stock.
Gotcha. So this is an avoid today. For now.
For now.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Sylvia.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And thank you so much for watching Goodbye or Goodbye. We'll be bringing you new episodes at 3:30 p.m. Eastern.